I'd say technical achievements with these backgrounds.
Yeah, we're doing well, aren't we?
Got my
I think
Christmas
this is going to be a new feature. Instead of just white backgrounds all the time, get some interesting backgrounds on the go.
Oh yeah, especially Christmas backgrounds.
Yeah, and then one day we will sort out thumbnails for the YouTube. That'll be pretty good.
Whoa, that'll be the day.
Big leagues, big leagues.
So what we're going to talk about, you could have probably guessed, it's Christmas. And I think we're recording this now, but when it's released next week, it will be just before Christmas.
Yeah, the 23rd, the start of the free month that we are offering for Christmas gift. We're like mini Santas.
Mini Santas? Yeah. Okay.
And it will have been your birthday. So yeah, how was your birthday, Cal?
Future Cal.
Yeah. How was your birthday?
Yeah, it was great. Loads of people came, and it was probably the best birthday ever. So yeah, no, I've got my birthday next week. So Christmas is a busy month. I've got my brother's birthday and then my birthday, one day apart, and then Christmas. So fun.
Non-stop fun. Love it.
What do you sorry, Finn, go on.
So we're both talking at the same time. Maybe we were going to say the same things because we're in sync like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, quiz, guys. Don't forget to do the quiz. There's no point just listening to a conversation. Well, there is a point, but listening practice. Let's see what you have understood and how much attention you've paying. So question number 1 for all of you is that. What do we call that in English? Am I pointing at the right thing, Cal?
Yeah.
It's not on the. It's not like flipped it mirrored, and I'm just pointing at the wall. Okay,
got it.
that. What is that in English? Question number 1. All right. So yeah, Cal, what do you normally do at Christmas?
Christmas has changed for me over the years. When I was younger, it was all about presents and eating chocolate and watching Christmas movies on the sofa. Now what I really like to do at Christmas is get in the kitchen with my mum quite early on, start drinking and cooking together just all day, and we end the day quite merry, you could say.
Nice. Yeah, a literal Merry Christmas.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
What do you normally drink on Christmas?
Well, I think there's probably traditions. So a lot of people will drink Bucks Fizz, we call it, right? I don't know I think this is the whole country, but I think a lot of people wake up, like their first drink of the day, like as soon as they wake up, is Bucks Fizz and orange, right?
Yeah, I think that's right. I've definitely had Bucks Fizz on Christmas. I completely forgot about that. I think I was it some some family thing, but not my close family, kind of my extended family. I was staying with them, and that was something I remember actually. Yeah. So Bucks Fizz. Do you drink Bucks Fizz? But that's hard to say, isn't it? Bucks Fizz. Do you drink Bucks Fizz all day?
No. I think it runs out. What is it? It's champagne, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it's champagne. No, that's the first drink usually. And then my mum really likes gin and tonic. And so we probably will drink gin and tonic together all day, beers, and then she, as you saw, actually, Finn, just before this podcast,
Yeah,
my mum,
unfortunately, we weren't recording at that point. I think we need to just hit record as soon as we start talking, and then we can just like chop and change and edit the episode and add in the funny bits, the bloopers maybe.
yeah, gag reel. But yeah, my mum, there was a knock on the door, and I said, "You can come in, it's okay, I'm not recording." And she came in with a shot glass, and she has made her own vodka for Christmas. So I think we will be drinking that.
How do you even make vodka?
I don't know. I don't know what she did.
When you've been at work, when you've been doing your 12-hour pub shifts, she's just at home cooking up a storm.
Yeah, I don't know what she's done, but it was very strong. I can tell you that.
And yeah, for us, it's, well, right now it's 11:30 a.m.
Yeah, it's very early to be drinking vodka. But it's Christmas. It's Christmas.
Yeah, when people ask the difference between on Christmas and at Christmas, right now we are kind of at Christmas. What do you do at Christmas? Cow drinks vodka at 11:30 a.m. But on Christmas, so on the day, and on the day only, he drinks Bucks Fizz. Very first thing. I think I need to go and get some. Maybe I'll buy some.
Yeah, it's more of a thing from my mum. I'm not very, it's take it or leave it, to be honest. But what do you usually do on Christmas, Finn?
Not much, to be honest. I have a pretty boring Christmas. Just spend a little bit of time with my family. Sometimes we go to the beach, go for a little stroll on the beach, a little wander. Yeah, but I remember, last Christmas, I can't even remember. So I clearly didn't do anything too exciting. The Christmas before that, I was in Mexico, and the Christmas before that, I was just sat with my dad. We watched a climbing documentary, and we were both just sat on our phones the whole time. So nothing too interesting. No, everyone.
Jesus Christ.
I think, is it still going? We could probably edit that out. I don't know, just me waffling to. I think your screen froze, but I just kept waffling just in case you came back and you didn't come back.
Yeah, my laptop just crashed. Sorry about that, everyone.
Discord's popping, baby.
Oh yeah, what have you seen?
Yana is asking some questions.
Nice. We will answer those shortly, Yana, if you're watching from the future.
Yeah, we hopefully retrospectively will have answered your questions. Well, we will. We were arguing yesterday over log store and woodshed.
Yeah, I think I use a bit of both, to be honest, but woodshed is definitely what I go for usually.
Woodshed.
Are we just gonna keep going?
Yeah, keep it rolling.
Fair enough. Nice attitude.
Yeah,
you were saying you just have a boring Christmas, family, beach.
Yeah, so I can't remember what I did last year. Year before that, I was on my own in Mexico. Year before that, I was just sat with my dad watching a climbing documentary, but we were both just sat on our phones. Nice, just one-to-one parent-son time.
Was it Alex Honnold?
No, I think it was one about Sherpas in the Himalayas.
Well, it's quite Christmassy, snowy.
Yeah, there was snow. Yeah, I guess so.
Do you ever do the it's not Christmas, it's I guess it's New Year's Day. Do you ever do the New Year's Day swim?
Yeah, sometimes. Well, sometimes we do it Christmas Day. Sometimes we do it Boxing Day. Sometimes it's New Year's Day. I guess it depends what we've done for New Year's Eve, because New Year's Eve is very friend orientated, whereas Christmas is very family orientated. But that'll be the next episode, I guess. The New Year's traditions.
Yeah, we could maybe go live on New Year's Eve, or maybe New Year's morning might be more funny. Very, very hungover podcast.
Yeah, well, I don't think I'm going to drink.
Really? Why?
Are you okay? You're not drinking. Well, I haven't been for the last couple of months, just whilst I've been saving money and not earning very much money and training for this big run. And I think it's on the 11th of January, so it'll be within 2 weeks. So I am hardcore resting.
Wow, that's quite impressive. Can you feel a big difference?
No, I actually kind of miss drinking a little bit. Well, only when I'm like at the pub or something, I'm with all of my mates and everybody's drinking, then I'm looking at everyone's beer and it's calling my name. But other than that, I haven't craved alcohol once. I don't feel different. I don't feel amazing, but I've also been working a lot harder than normal. So I guess to feel the effects, you need to carry on living your normal life and just remove something, not just enter grind season and just put your head down and do a load of work.
I can't wait to see you return after the race and just completely go off the rails.
Yeah, I'm gonna have I won't even need a normal beer. I'll just have like a 0.5% beer, and that'll probably be enough.
You know, I nearly said not go off the rails, which is just basically to dramatically end the path of, I don't know.
Like stop living a healthy life. You go crazy, or if you're at school and you go off the rails, then you'll stop turning up to classes. You'll start being naughty, do naughty things. I don't know. And yeah, go off the rails is stop living a good or normal life.
But in quite a spectacular fashion sometimes, right? It's like a train crashing, basically.
Yeah, pretty dramatic.
Yeah, but I nearly said capsize the Corsa, which is the Brazilian version.
Capsize the Corsa. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. My friend Joao used to say, he said, Capitão Corsa. And I think it's, yeah, I think it's slightly different, but it's like, I think you get home drunk and you crash out and you just basically capsize the Corsa.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it would take me 3 beers to be blackout drunk, we say. So absolutely just not there. Lights on, but nobody's home. You're just way too drunk. Which I'll try not to be. But
yeah.
But my tolerance is going to be quite low, but we'll see.
How did you find because obviously the family Christmas didn't sound that interesting. How did you find Christmas alone in Mexico?
Yeah, it was all right. It just didn't feel like Christmas, I think, because it was so hot and it wasn't very Christmassy there. So it just didn't feel like Christmas at all. It was just, we were just, I don't know, just that. Well, yeah, I was just on my own in my room, just watching films, I think. I rang my parents, spoke to them for a bit. and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, because I had Christmas in Colombia that time as well. Did they celebrate it on the 24th as well in Mexico?
I can't really remember.
Because in the UK we have Christmas Eve on the 24th, and then Christmas Day on the 25th, and then Boxing Day. I don't know why it's called Boxing Day. But Christmas Eve is, I don't know what everyone does, but that's the one where we all just go to the pub. And then Christmas Day is like the official main event with the meal and presents and family and things like that. But in Colombia, the whole thing was basically on the 24th, and I was in a hostel, and it was really hot. It just didn't feel like Christmas. But it was quite nice because there was quite a few other people in the hostel in the same boat as me. And I think we all just went out, and we had a really good time actually.
Nice. That sounds pretty good. Makes me think of ages ago. I was in New Zealand at Christmas, the Christmas before COVID. So what was that? 2019?
Yeah.
I think. And yeah, so we had just got to the South Island. So we'd been driving around the North Island for a little bit, and then we had just arrived to South Island. And we'd been staying in like free campsites, like free spots, and we actually paid for a campsite and just had barbecues like pretty much all day. Had some beers, and because we were like a close group of friends, it felt a little bit more like Christmas, like we were actually celebrating.
That's sick. Like I've seen that on Instagram, the public barbecues and like public camp spots. It looks so good. Where did you meet them, the friends?
Oh, my friends from school.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there were a couple that I was always friends with, but the rest were like the boys, you know, that I'm still like, they're still my main group of friends now. So yeah,
Mad.
Christmas with the boys.
Yeah, I remember one Christmas. So it's become a bit of a tradition for me now. It always has been for my family, or for as long as I can remember, to all go to the pub on Christmas Eve and have like a big pub day, as we would call it. Sort of arrive for midday and get the taxi home at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. And I remember when I was 17, maybe, so before I could legally drink in a pub, me and my friends went to this rubbish little pub in this village near us, and so obviously, as underage and scared to go to the bar, we sat outside in the beer garden in the freezing cold, but we had a great time, and since then I've gone to the pub with my friends and my family on Christmas Eve. So it's really nice because now there's a huge group of us, like all of my friends from school and my family, and we're all in the pub together, and it's really fun. So I love Christmas Eve.
That is so good. Yeah, that sounds so good. Yeah, I think the whole like pub culture, besides a lot of drinking, it's not just people drinking all the time, alcoholics and all of that. I guess there's a bit of actual culture behind it, and being in not if you're in the beer garden, but inside you're in a nice warm cozy place, kind of the stereotypical dark, especially like a dark wooden pub, and nice cozy with the fire. And you got one too, look at that.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah,
That's like
you're-
the pub I work in.
no, yeah, you could be in a pub right now.
Yeah, I could be in a pub. Yeah.
I don't think I could, but you
Yours
could be.
is quite pubby. I think yours is quite pubby.
I
But
think
yeah,
mine's more like up bary. I think like upper class bary. Yours is like traditional good pub.
I think mine's meant to be like a log cabin. It looks like something out of Friends. But yeah, no, what you were saying about pubs and how there is actually some culture behind it. I think I was explaining this on a conversation class the other day. I can't remember who it was to. I think Sasha and Anna. But I was explaining that a pub is short for public house, and that's exactly what they were when lots of people were living in very small houses, all in the same room, and they didn't have a separate kitchen or living room to relax in. The pub was where you could go for food and drink and fire and kind of community. It was a house for the community to share. And I think it still is like that in a lot of ways. Definitely.
Yeah, especially in small villages or small towns where kind of everybody knows everybody and you actually have locals and regulars that come.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's nice working in a pub. You always have your own favorite. You have your favorite locals, as you call them. A local is just somebody in the context of pubs. Is someone who basically treats it as a second home. They're almost part of the furniture, you could say.
Yeah, and people have a local as well. So my local is basically just the pub that's closest to me in the village. I'm gonna head down the local for a couple beers on Christmas Eve, something like that. What about Boxing Day? What are you doing Boxing Day?
That's a good question. Boxing Day for me, I think, feels a bit like purgatory. Like you've done Christmas, the fun is over, but you're not quite in the doom and gloom yet. Maybe have a swim on Boxing Day. It still feels like you're on holiday, kind of. Well, watch football. I watch the football. That's what I do. There's always a load of football games on Boxing Day, and yeah, maybe have a swim.
Nice. Yeah, you're pretty into your football, aren't you? So I imagine that's pretty good. Yeah, they always have different sports games on Christmas Day, on Boxing Day, that sort of thing, don't they?
Nice. Yeah, on Boxing Day, the Premier League, which is the English Football League, they have, I think every single team plays or something. It's so good.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my whole dad's side of the family are coming to my dad's house. I think he was chosen. He was selected as the host. I think we haven't really hosted anyone. It's always my auntie or my cousin that is hosting. So I think he was reluctantly chosen. So yeah, we'll be having a lot of people at my dad's house.
That'd be nice. I mean, we've tried to speak about Christmas, and I can hear my mum coming in. Sorry, mum. Hopefully, that was not with more vodka, but I think we've tried to speak about Christmas. We haven't really touched on any of the main, yeah, at all.
We tried.
Yeah.
Well, the lessons this week are going to be Christmas themed. Well, some of them at least, hopefully, will be Christmas themed. We'll be talking a lot more about Christmas on conversation classes. If you guys have any specific questions about what we do, or if we do anything that you might do in your cultures, and we want to know as well. We want to hear what you guys do, how you celebrate. Maybe you celebrate more on different days.
Yeah, I guess maybe from our conversation, what you could maybe take is that typically, I guess, nowadays Christmas in the UK is not very religious. It's more about, for me, it's more about time with your family and friends and time off work, even though I think I am actually going to be working on Christmas Eve. But it's just a time for it's an excuse for fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to kind of all my friends coming home now, especially that people have moved away, because when we were all at uni, everybody would come home at the same time. But now everybody's working and people are never really at home. So it would be good to see everybody again. And we just love going in the sauna together. That's our group activity. We say going for a roast. So is that anybody up for a Sunday roast?
Mad. Where's the sauna?
Just it's like a leisure centre-y. It's one of those places that's got like a golf course, it's a hotel, it's got everything.
That's crazy. That's very Swedish of you.
Yeah, like a little spa day, sauna, pool, little cold shower.
Wow. I don't really like saunas. I just tend to freak out in them a little bit. It's too hot.
Oh, I love them. What about cold water? Do you like cold water?
Yeah, I love a cold water swim. On I can't remember when it is. Is it New Year's Day or Chris? I think anytime. There's a bit of a tradition in the UK. Some people do it in the sea. Probably most people do it in the sea. But where I am, you can't swim in the sea. You don't want to go in Morecambe Bay. So we swim in a lake or a river, but probably a lake. And it's freezing cold, but it feels great, doesn't it?
Well, not at the time, but afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, afterwards. No, at the time it just hurts, but afterwards it feels great.
Yeah, and then you go, well, guess where we go? Straight to the pub for a nice, well, I don't want to say warm beer, but it warms you up a little bit, I guess. With a nice ale or a Guinness and cool.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, compared to other countries, you probably could call it a warm beer because everywhere else, I mean, Latin America, they love a cold beer. I remember a few times them being in shock about me being able to just drink a beer without it being like freezing cold.
Yeah, I remember being sat at a bar, well, like outside seating, I guess. And it was nighttime, like it was cold. I think I was in shorts and t-shirt. No, I had a jumper, but I was still just like I was all right, just a bit cold. I wasn't like majorly uncomfortable or shivering, but I was just slightly cold. And then they brought the beer out and we had to wait for it to defrost. And I was just like, what? No, I don't want to drink a beer that's that cold. But yeah, it's like a common misconception that we drink warm beer. Ale we drink at room temperature, I guess, and lager is normally put in the fridge or not frozen, not served frozen.
I think we've ended up speaking about beer.
Sorry. Yeah, we started off the podcast like, right, we're going to do 20 minutes about Christmas, and we've done 30 minutes about beer.
I think this has happened almost every single podcast. We've tried to speak about a topic, and we've ended up discussing drinking stories, and it probably is not a good look for us. So.
No, but people want the truth. People want the truth of British culture. We can lie to you if you want, people, but we're not going to do that. Keeping it real, baby.
Should we wrap it up then, like a Christmas
we should before we go off the rails?
Yeah, sweet.
So yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. We hope you enjoy the episode. and the backgrounds. If you are in the club, make sure you take a look at the quiz, have a go at that. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can head to Patreon, and there are some questions. I've said that wrong, haven't I? It's completely free to do the quiz. Head to Patreon. God, we're useless at this, aren't we? Patreon, free, quiz, glossary, go. In the club, there is the transcript. So if you want to cheat at the quiz, you can read the transcript and just understand absolutely everything that we're saying. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, head to the Patreon, have a go at the questions, have a look at the glossary, and we hope you guys are ready for Christmas, having a nice time.
Yeah, thank you very much. This one has been slightly chaotic, but I hope it's been all right. And I hope my microphone hasn't been too loud either. So, Merry Christmas, I guess.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody, and see you in the club.
Yeah, bye-bye.